we are going to prepare arepas andinas, traditional dish for breakfast in Colombia and Venezuela. The ingredients are
flour, water, salt,
eggs and sausages. After we have all the ingredients, they are mixed with flour and kneaded.
in the circle place on the table of butter.
Yes. In third place, we made a ball of dough round and put them in the frying pan 10 minutes on slow fire.
Now we are going to prepare the filling.
Now we add the sausages in the pan to fry them with barbecue.
The way cook the beaten eggs.
Finally, already having the filling, open the arepa and fill it.
Cheesecake. Today we are going to show you our version of the cheesecake recipe.
Utensils for the preparation. Removable 20 cm mold, preferably for the amount of ingredients specific. A chopped to cross the biscuit that we will use in the base. A scale to measure the amount of ingredients used and a scroll for cooking.
Ingredients for the cheesecake recipe. Ingredients to make the cookie base. 2 packages of cookies and 100 of butter, room temperature, for the base of the cake. Ingredients for the cheesecake filling. 400 of liquid cream to the mold, 100 of sugar, 2 envelopes of curd and 500 of spreadable cheese, preferably Philadelphia, and we will use jam to taste to assemble.
How to prepare the cheesecake recipe. We start with the base. We will continue with the filling for the cake.
For the biscuit base, first we will cut the cookies into small portions to grind in the kitchen robot with electric grinder until they are powered. Once chopped, mix with the previously melted butter. The previous step will serve to make a cookie base for the cold cheesecake. Second, if you want to remove the cake completely from the mold, you will place baking paper on the base, of the same side. In our case, we didn't put it because our mold is easy removable.
Third, we will place the dough created with the cooking and butter at the base of the mold. Next, cover the entire base evenly. We will help ourselves with a silicone spatula or with the palm of the hand, and we will cover the entire base of the mold. 4. We will let it cool in the freezer until it is strong enough to support the weight of our cheesecake. About 15 to 20 minutes will be enough to get a stable and firm base.
For the filling of the cheesecake, I am going to explain how to prepare the pie filling.
First, we will heat the cream in a casserole over long heat. We will add the sugar little by little. We will stir with the cream and mix with the cheese that it also added little by little. As you can see, it does not create lumps that are not good. Then the curves envelopes are incorporated. Second, stir all the ingredients until completely dissolved. At the moment the mixture begins into the bowl, it is important that the curd comes to a boil, since if it does not, the cake may not set. Immediately set aside so that if does not heat. Excessive heat can burn the mixture and leave a burnt taste that will completely spoil the cake. In the event that there are lumps while it is on the stone, you can beat it with a blender in the same spot.
Third, once we have obtained the mixture for the cold cheesecake, we will pour into the mold, preferably with a saucepan since the mixture is hot enough so that there is a possibility that the cookie base will break. We will let it cool in the fridge for about 6 hours, and once the cold cheesecake is crudely, we will decorate the surface of the cake with our favorite topping, in this case strawberry jam. Fourth, after those 6 hours we unmold the cake, and once it is already unmolded and served, we will serve the jam of preference.
First, we put our wings on a plate, we add salt and pepper, and we mix it well. Then, we put oil, granulated garlic, sweet paprika, and ginger in a bowl. We pour the wings into the bowl and we mix them until they are well soaked.
After that, we put baking paper on a tray and heat the oven up to 180 degrees. While the oven is heating up, we put cornstarch on our wings and we mix them well.
With a strainer, we remove one by one the excess cornstarch in each wing. When the oven is hot, we place the wings on the tray and we put them into the oven.
After about 10-15 minutes, we turn them over and we leave them for about 10-15 minutes more. Finally, we take them out. We put them on a plate. We wait for them to cool down and they could be ready to eat.
Good morning, I'm Alejandra from Valladolid and I'm studying the first degree in restaurant services. I'm going to prepare a recipe for tuna croquettes. Croquettes are a very typical recipe in Spain, although their origin is French. They are a kind of a small ball made of bechamel with some fillings such as ham, tuna, etc. They are bread with breadcrumbs and fried. And with that said, let's go to prepare it. To prepare them, we need 200 grams of tuna, 1 liter of milk, 100 grams of flour, 100 grams of butter, nutmeg, salt, and black pepper. We also need a frying pan, a whisk, a spatula, and a bowl. First of all, we heat the pan and we have to add the butter in the pan and let it melt. Then add the tuna and the flour. And remove it. Then we pour the milk slowly while we are stirring. And for approximately 20 minutes we stir it continuously until thickened. We also add a little salt, nutmeg, and black pepper. Now we spread the dough on the bowl. And cover it with film until it cools. Now we let it cool. When the dough is cold, we must cut and shape to our liking. I'm going to make small balls. I have let it cool from one day to the next. First, I'm going to beat 3 eggs. Now I'm going to cut a piece of the dough and shape it. Then I pass in flour, egg and breadcrumbs. And we are doing them all like this. Then in a frying pan we heat oil and when it's very hot we fry them. When they are golden, take them out
and put them on a plate with absorbent paper to remove excess oil. And the croquettes are already done. If we don't want to make all the croquettes, we can freeze them. I hope you like the recipe. Bye!
Hello, we are Mara, Valeria and Lara and we are going to cook a lasagna. The first step is to wash your hands. Now we are going to put water on a big pot. While the water is boiling, we are going to add 2 handfuls of salt. The ingredients we are going to use are ground pepper, a garlic, crushed tomato, a red pepper, mince, lasagna seeds, white wine, oregano, cheese, onion, flour, milk, carrot, salt, butter, and oil. When the water is boiled, we are going to add the lasagna seeds one by one, and we are going to remove it for 10 minutes. We have to wash the pepper, and I'm going to cut it. While Valeria is cutting all the vegetables, Lara is going to peel the carrot and I'm going to smash the garlic. Now we have to put the lasagna seeds on the paper. Ya no? Sí. The bolognese sauce, we have to add some oil to the pan. But we are going to add the onion and the garlic, and when they are golden we add the other vegetables. Next step is add the mince into the pan. To make the bechamel we have to put 500 milliliters of milk on the pan, and then we have to heat it to speed up the process. To finish the bolognese sauce, we are going to add a half of glass of crushed tomato, a half of glass of white wine, salt, and pepper. Keep going the bechamel, we are going to add 62.5 grams of flour. So cut 62.5 grams of butter. Put the butter on the pan until it comes to a brown color. Now we are going to sieve the flour. Now we add the flour into the pan with butter and we mix it together. I'm going to add a half of milk. Add a little bit of salt and pepper. We have to grate the cheese with the almonds to taste. And yeah, we are going to peel it. The first step is to put a layer of bechamel, then the lasagna seeds, the bolognese sauce, and a layer of cheese. And we have to repeat the process till it. We finish the lasagna and I'm going to put 5 minutes in the oven. taste lasagna. Now we are going to taste it.
Good morning, I'm going to prepare a cocktail called Panther Milk. To prepare it we need gin, the brand of your choice. I'm going to use a London dry gin called Praves, milk, no matter the type, condensed milk, ice, and cinnamon to garnish it. I'm going to use this shaker as a shaker because I don't have a professional shaker. This shot glass that contains 5 centiliters and this glass to serve it. First of all, we must put the ice in the shaker to cool it. Then we add 5 centiliters of gin. "15 centiliters of milk, that is the same as 3 shot glass. And condensed milk to taste for a sweeter touch. Now we must shake to incorporate all the ingredients well. Then, with a strainer, we must strain the cocktail in the glass. And finally, we must garnish with the cinnamon. And we finish our cocktail Panther Milk. Bye!
Hi, we are Gabriel and Sara of first of BA, and we are going to make a homemade pizza.
First, we are going to show you the ingredients, then we are going to continue with the procedure, and finally we are going to show you the result of our pizza.
Now we are going to show us our ingredients. The most important ingredients, the pizza dough, and of course tomato and barbecue sauce.
Then we will also need some grated cheese of mozzarella. Then we will need some bacon strips, and finally we will need to add some ham.
We are going to show you the process. The first step is to roll out the dough.
Then we are going to need to open the tomato sauce, and we are going to add a little bit. We don't need a lot. We gently apply it on the dough, like this. Then we will expand it with a spoon like this. Once we have added it all.
Now we are going to add a special ingredient, barbecue sauce, like this.
Fourth place, we will have to add the grated cheese of mozzarella. We should cover all the sauce with the cheese.
The first step is to add the jam. We need to put 5.
The last ingredient, but not less important, will be the bacon strips.
And finally, we have to add more cheese and cover all the ingredients.
Once we have finished adding the ingredients, we will need to preheat the oven until it reaches the 200 degrees.
As the oven is preheated, we have to introduce the pizza into the oven. 15 minutes before, when the pizza looks like this, we have to take the pizza and it's finished. Now we have to taste it.
Very good.
I hope you like it and have a good day.
Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Amaya Gomez, but today I'll be your chef. I'm a first of Bachillerato student and today I'll be teaching you how to cook a very typical Spanish dish. So let's go. We will be using the next ingredients. I'm going to cook a big omelette, so I need 3 potatoes, 6 eggs, salt and olive oil. And then we will be using the next tools. We need a peeler, a blender, a knife, a fork, a spatula, obviously a pan. Then we will need a plate to flip the potato omelette and then 2 bowls. So we are going to begin by first washing off the potatoes. Once we have washed the potatoes, we are going to peel them. And once they are peeled, we are going to cut them in little chunks. Once all the potatoes are cut, we will put them in this bowl. There are several ways of cooking the potatoes now that we are in this step, but I usually do the simplest one, that's putting this bowl 10 minutes into the microwave. While the potatoes are getting cooked, we are going to break the eggs into this other bowl. So, carefully, we are going to break them against the edge of the bowl and we are going to put the oil whites inside. Be careful to not put anything of the shell into the bowl. Now that we have broken all the eggs, we are going to mix them until we have a liquid-like texture. So if we want a liquid-like texture, it should be something like this. And now I am going to add a bit of salt. Be careful to not add too much because maybe it will be too salty to eat. If you want to add anything extra, this is the moment. You can add onion, chorizo. I usually add cheddar cheese, which is not very common, but it's just the way I like it. And my brother has asked me to add a little bit of ham, so we are going to add it too. Now we are going to take out the potatoes because the 10 minutes have passed. Be careful because probably at this point they are burning. Take them out for a minute and then check their texture. These should be crispy. At this moment they probably aren't. So we are going to put them into the microwave again for another 10 minutes. Once the 10 minutes have passed, we are going to take the potatoes again, carefully, because they'll probably be burning now. And now they'll probably be crispy, but we are going to check them again. We can see that they are crispy enough this time, so we are going to put this bowl into the mixture that we have already done with the eggs. Now we are going to turn on the kitchen and put some olive oil into the pan that we have already put here. We are going also to turn on the extractor pan, but it's probably going to do a lot of noise. Now we are going to take the mixture and we are going to pour it on the pan once the oil has heated up. This step is very important. Now with the spatula we are going to carefully shape the omelette. Once the omelette is already cooked, we are going to do the scariest part. You have to put a plate over the pan, hold it on tightly, and then flip it quickly so the omelette doesn't fall. Once we have flipped the omelette, we are going to pull it on again so it can get cooked by the bottom part. Once you feel like the bottom part is already cooked, we are going to flip it again and finally put the omelette into a plate. As you see, it's burning hot right now, so we are going to let it aside for a few minutes so it can cool. So this will be the final result. I hope the steps are clear and your omelette turns out great. Goodbye.